a youth defined by ambition and brilliance. In the landscapes of Corsica, amidst political unrest and personal challenges, emerges a youth of remarkable brilliance, Napoleon Bonaparte. His early years, a testament to not only his unwavering ambition but also his uncanny knack for strategy and leadership, set the stage for the monumental life that lay ahead of him. Raised in a family that teetered on the edge of nobility and poverty, Napoleon exhibits an iron will from an early age, valiant, audacious, and unyieldingly ambitious. He secures a scholarship to a prominent military school in mainland France, despite being an outsider and alien in language and customs. But, undaunted by the hardships, he powers through, his ambition burning bright amidst the daunting obstacles. His extraordinary intelligence shines through as he exceeds at the military academy, standing out as a prominent student despite his young age and unfamiliarity with the French language and culture. His peers, initially dismissive and unkind due to his Corsican accent and lack of French sophistication, soon begin to respect him and acknowledge him as a de facto leader, acknowledging his superior strategic knowledge and military acumen. The scene that truly cements Napoleon's place as a young prodigy is an epic snowball fight at the military academy. He organizes his fellow students into platoons, exhibits extraordinary strategic abilities, and turns an ordinary winter pastime into a full-fledged battle simulation, complete with strategy and ingenious tactics. This scenario encapsulates Napoleon's extraordinary ability to inject strategy and leadership into the most mundane of situations, at an extraordinarily young age. Challenging, overcoming, and emerging triumphant against all odds, Napoleon's early life is a fascinating chronicle of resilience and ambition. It foreshadows the legendary figure he is destined to become, a true Leviathan in the pages of history. This episodic journey of a young Corsican boy to the cusp of unparalleled greatness is exciting, engaging, and offers an exhilarating peek into the formidable life of Napoleon Bonaparte. His uncanny intelligence, strategic prowess, and unwavering ambition, right from his early years, sets Napoleon apart and fuels his journey against all odds and challenges. Revolution's child and the birth of a military genius. A gusting tempest ushers in a revolution in France, clearing the path of monarchy and aristocracy. Amidst this whirlwind stands a young, ambitious officer, Napoleon Bonaparte, destined to harness the storm's fury to ascend the ladder of power. The power dynamics of the newborn republic serve as a vivid backdrop to Napoleon's dramatic rise and the launch of his military grandeur. Fate soon places Napoleon in command of the French army, flushing away memories of obscurity. He leverages the situation's volatility with exceptional skill, using every opportunity to forward his ambitions. Napoleon's comprehension of revolutionary ideals and radical politicking hones his edge in this turbulent time and accelerates his rise to prominence. However, it's in Italy where Napoleon truly showcases his tactical genius and leadership. Commanding an ill-equipped, ragtag army, Napoleon confronts daunting adversity but wrings victory by sheer force of will. He demonstrates a keen eye for enemy weaknesses and leverages his men's loyalty and fortitude to clinch impossible wins. His lightning-quick campaigns take the enemy by surprise, turning the tide in favor of France and making him an overnight hero. His masterstroke lies in his manifold strategy. Not only does Napoleon overcome military challenges, but he also triumphs over diplomatic hurdles, endeavoring to instill the French revolutionary ideals in conquered lands. He indoctrinates the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity, earning not just respect but also significant influence across Italy. In the chaotic theater of revolutionary France and beleaguered Italy, Napoleon's exceptional military and political acumen come to the fore. This part of his life is a thrilling tale of how a young officer becomes a beacon of revolutionary ideals and a military marvel. It is a gripping narrative of courage, audacity, intellect, and prowess that birth a legend who will pen a new chapter in world history. So compelling is this ascent that it leaves no room for anything but rapt admiration for Napoleon's strategic genius and willpower. The road to Cairo, a conqueror's unquenchable thirst. A new chapter unfolds as Napoleon Bonaparte, now recognized as one of France's most distinguished sons, sets his eyes on Egypt. He seeks to undermine Britain's access to India, the jewel in the British imperial crown, by conquering the vital trade route to the east. Napoleon's campaign in Egypt reveals his unyielding ambition, tactical brilliance, and a never-before-seen side of his war conduct and strategy. Napoleon arrives in Egypt with an army, hungry for success, and laden with scholars to study Egyptian civilization. He cleverly manipulates religious sensibilities to suit the resistance, presenting himself as a liberator rather than a conqueror. His army brings revolutionary ideals, promising to free the Egyptians from Mamluk rule. Thus, his campaign extends far beyond mere conquest. It ventures into cultural alliances, scientific explorations, and social reorganization. The Battle of Pyramids dramatizes his genius in its true essence. Outnumbered and outmaneuvered, his men form hollow squares, a tactical stroke of brilliance, to fight off the Mamluk cavalry. Napoleon watches from the rise of the pyramids, directing his men, making split-second decisions. His victory here resonates as a classic example of his unprecedented strategic thinking and leadership skills. But Napoleon's Egyptian campaign is a tapestry of bravery and tragedy. He suffers a mortifying defeat at the Battle of Nile, where British forces led by Nelson decimate his fleet. And yet, he rises from this defeat, undeterred, braving the trying circumstances, displaying an indomitable spirit of resilience. Despite a devastating loss, he handles the situation remarkably, cementing his image as a leader undaunted by setbacks and failing fortunes. Napoleon's Egyptian campaign is a thrilling saga of fortitude, ambition, and audacious moves in the face of adversity. Displaying indomitable courage and brilliant ingenuity in combat, coupled with astute political and cultural strategies, this chapter of Napoleon's life offers an insight into his sophisticated war management and unparalleled leadership skills. Napoleon's audacious foray on the road to Cairo draws audiences into a narrative teeming with adventure, intricate strategies, and monumental battles. Ascending the throne, the unlikely emperor of the French. In the tumultuous aftermath of the French Revolution, a torrent of political unrest and power struggles enthrones the unlikely hero, Napoleon Bonaparte, as first consul, effacing the Republic to birthing the Napoleonic era. This chronicle navigates through political intrigues and confronts critical moments that seal Napoleon's destiny as he grasps the helm of French politics. Napoleon's vision and pragmatism spearhead groundbreaking reforms across sectors that are still relevant today. He installs the Civil Code, a judiciary gem, often referred to as the Napoleonic Code, which charts modern civil law's course. This move manifests his scrupulous plans and keen understanding of administrative networks, which he deftly rearranges to consolidate power and accrue public goodwill. At the zenith of his popularity, Napoleon's ambition takes flight as he yearns for a more secure and stable rule in the guise of an emperor. He orchestrates a plebiscite validating his transformation from first consul to emperor. Amidst anticipation and roars of approval, Napoleon crowns himself Emperor of the French, marking it as one of the most dramatic scenes in European history. The shift in power symbolizes not just a change in title but a seismic shift in Napoleon's standing on the world stage. It also marks the beginning of a grand imperial project, one that would see France transform into a superpower under his iron fist. But as Napoleon dons the mantle of an emperor, he faces constant opposition from old monarchies threatened by his new regime and radical revolutionary ideals. Chronicles of Napoleon's political climb bear testimony to his finesse, unfaltering resolve, and audacious ambition. It is an invigorating journey charting a man's tiptoeing walk between politics and pragmatism, navigating the tumultuous seas of post-revolution France to the pinnacle of imperial grandeur. This part of the story powerfully showcases how Napoleon maneuvers through the political labyrinth, altering the course of history, and leaving an indelible imprint on the world far beyond his reign. The epic conclusion, a legend's downfall and exile. The tale takes a sorrowful yet fascinating turn as Napoleon's reign, marked by glory, triumph, and bold ventures, crumbles into ruins. His fall, a result of overreaching ambition coupled with relentless opposition from his European adversaries, leads to his final defeat and his life in banishment, a drastic contrast from his imperial high life. Napoleon's encounter at the Battle of Waterloo serves as the irrevocable denouement to his power and influence. The weather takes center stage, delivering a blow to Napoleon's plans that tip the balance against him. As the heavens open and the earth sodden, his intricate plans fall apart. His final charge, intended to pierce the center of the enemy's line, fails dramatically, resulting in a crushing defeat, arresting France's dominant journey under his leadership. His fall from grace is swift. He abdicates and surrenders himself to the British, hoping for leniency. Despite pleas for refuge in Britain, he is exiled to St. Helena, a remote island in the South Atlantic, far from the theater of war and politics he once masterminded. His imperial pomp and power wither in this desolate outpost, cut off from the world he once commanded. Napoleon's life in St. Helena is a poignant journey, laden with physical and emotional hardships. He tries to keep himself engaged by dictating memoirs, gardening, and reading, but the desolation of his surroundings weighs heavily on him. He yearns for his homeland, his beloved wife and son, whom he never sees again. His health deteriorates rapidly, and he passes away, lonely and removed from all he had once cherished. Napoleon's fall and exile is a thrilling saga of the rise and fall of a legend. His final days, though they happened far away from the center of European power, are a manifestation of his fortitude and resilience. Even in defeat and exile, Napoleon leaves behind a trail of his unwavering ambition and the indomitable spirit, which echo long after his death. This final chapter in Napoleon's life is a compelling testament to the triumph and tragedy that defined his extraordinary life.